Oh, I'd forgotten about this one. This wasn't yesterday, I can tell you that. It's going back a good bit, as the hedges in this ground have all been replanted and grew up by now. It's a small hill farm. It really only has about 5 fields to it. 2, maybe 3 of them are good pasture land. You could cut silage in it, while the rest of them are quite boggy and rushy. The current owner actually grazes nothing but sheep on it, and he will not tolerate hooded crows at all. And since it's coming up to lambing time, I came up to see if I could reduce their numbers a wee bit. Now, since they're still in the middle of re-fencing the whole property, so they can replant the hedges without the sheep chewing them to bits, there really is no cover standing to put the hide up against except for this cattle crush. So I've set up the little pop-up hide tight into the end of the concrete wall to try and make it look like part of the structure, so it doesn't stand out like a commode in a construction site. I'll have to stick the rest of my gear into the cattle crush, because there really is nowhere else to put it. There's been a really hard frost last night. The ground's all white and crispy. But besides that, it's still quite a nice morning. The sun's up and the frost will probably disappear quite quickly. I'm using a magpie as a decoy. I don't think I had any hooded crows at the time. And of course, a dead rabbit for bait. Good boy, stay. Now with that set up, we'll get back into the hide, as I can hear the hooded crows in the background already. Would you look at the hair on them, boy? Have you ever heard of a comb's son? I'm using my Ruger 1022 Custom. It has a 16-inch Green Mountain barrel, a tuned action and trigger system, a Hogue overmolded stock, and I think I'm using Winchester subsonic hollow points, scoped up with a Deben 2 to 10 by 50 DMP. Well, I'd say the crows have seen the bait, but they're a long way off. And the first one to the bait is a magpie. They usually are the first ones down. Now, whether that means they're more adventurous than the hooded crows or less cautious, I don't know. Well, the hide must be working, as this bird's only about 20-25 yards away. There's two of them now, but I'll leave them alone for now, as they'll act like decoys and hopefully bring a hooded crow down. Oh ho, here we go. And the second one. That's the first one down. Nice and cleanly too, even though he did move just as I squeezed the trigger. Look at that. That would have made a great target for the air rifle, but I didn't want to take him with the rimfire, as I couldn't tell what was directly behind him with the fence posts. After all, there is supposed to be sheep on this ground. I don't think he's happy. Come into my parlour, said the spider to the fly. Looks like it might be a rival nesting pair, taking advantage of any weakness their rival shows. What happened there? Did I miss? Thankfully not, as I spotted him dead on the laneway, just the other side of the gate. One of the crows landed way down the field, a wee bit too far for my liking, so I decided to wait to see if he would come in. And thankfully he did, giving me a much easier opportunity. He skipped a bit, but fell dead just off camera. This got the rest of the birds riled up a bit. Again with the fence post hay. It's the one time I wish I'd brought the air rifle instead of the rimfire. Maybe I'm just being overly cautious. Even the magpies seem to know it's the safest place to sit. Finally, one decides to land where I know I'm safe to shoot. That was one of them Matrix moments. He just moved as I squeezed the shot off. All I got was a feather for me efforts. See how we done here. There's Magpie. I'm sitting the wrong road. The wind's up his tail. They've done a good job. So, the down rabbit. This is the first bird I shot. He went down nice and cleanly. Yep. Hit in the heart and lungs. Bullet came out. That went down good and clean. Now this bird, let's see where I hit him. Hard to tell. I was aiming for just about there. He was sitting sort of quartered onto me. But he managed to get, what, 5 yards and then keeled over dead. I thought I'd wounded him. Before I got the rifle back on him again, he keeled over dead. Where'd the other one go? The other one's over there somewhere. There. Got about 50 yards and dropped dead out of the sky. I'll go and have a look at him now. Well, that's where the second bird came down. Just dropped right out of the sky. See what the shot placement is. It wasn't a good shot. Well, the bullet hit a little far back. Clipped the edge of that wing because he was sitting side on to me. Should have struck up there near the shoulder. Well, it still brought him down, but he flew about 50 yards before he dropped dead out of the sky. So that was a bad shot in my account, but thankfully I still have him at the end of the day. So 3 birds, greyback crows coming up the lambing too. Farmer will be glad to see the back of them. Shame I missed that magpie, but that's how it goes.